For the first time in over a decade, it's the in-ring return in the hometown of the Rated R superstar. It's Edge. And also, Trish Stratus was back. Hooray! ToRawnto all the way! ToRawnto all the way! ToRawnto all the way! I don't even know what I'm on about. I'm John Renton with my review of WWE Raw from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Well, the crowd certainly brought the energy. The show was well paced. It wasn't perfect, but I will say that Triple H's vision for Monday nights, the flagship show of the WWE, it's certainly been better than what Vince was doing for a while. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments, please. It was cool to see Edge wrestle in his hometown and Trish showing up. And other things occurred as well. So, the new theme is total ass. Total goddamn ass. Get this bullshit rap out of my wrestling because, as the West Texas rednecks once said, I hate rap. Oh, rap is crap. Oh, I hate rap. Actually, rap is quite good, just not whatever this is. So, the camera immediately runs to the back. The pyro has barely gone off, and suddenly, what the hell's going on? Seth Pheasant Rollins is fighting Riddle, who apparently just got out of the fucking pool, judging by the fact he was just in shorts. Maybe he was tanning on the beach near the stadium or the arena, bro. And they're all fighting, and then they fight into the crowd. And then they fight in this one area where it looked like they were going to have to take steps to avoid staring each other down. And now that everybody shut off the review because of those bad puns, they continue to fight. And then security gets down, and they separate them. No, wait till Clash at the Castle for this match. It'll be well worked, and I won't care about, but at least they're trying. I gotta say right now, the WWE and AEW, they gotta cool it on the fucking brawls. Sometimes they're cool. Sometimes they're over fucking done. But then again, it is what it is. The crowd is certainly into it. And then, we get a card rundown. Also, Toxic Attraction, they are out of the Women's Tag Team Championship tournament. This tournament is cursed. First, Nikita Lyons wasn't able to make it due to, well, maybe being injured, maybe not wanting to get the needle, who fuck knows. But Toxic Attraction was put in, and apparently Gigi Dolan, was it Gigi and JC, basically, like, they're out. I'm worried that they're going to have to split them up because injuries are kind of taking hold. If this is what's going to happen with this team, I have a feeling we're going to get JC and Mandy as a team. And then Gigi, I think, might get put out, just on her own. It's a shame because they're a really good trio, but JC has elevated herself. Gigi just kind of seems like she's stagnated. And Mandy's still got to lose the championship. So now, one of the only bright spots of the tournament is out. And now there's going to be a 4-way second chance match on SmackDown. Cool. You shouldn't have brought the tag titles back. You should have just gone with the goddamn mid-card title. Look, I'm all for giving the women more time. They have just slapped this thing together. Yes, Sasha and Naomi may likely return, possibly. We will see. But I don't think they're going to be able to elevate the tag titles. Vince's vision, anybody's vision, doesn't matter. The tag titles just weren't all that good. That being said, though, Trish comes out to a pop. A big one. My fucking goodness, Trish has just aged gracefully, in the sense that she hasn't aged at all since 2006. She says, oh, this ring, it feels like home. And then, the crowd's chanting, one more match. She still looks great. She really does. And then Bayley, Io, and Dakota show up. And then we go to break. And then we come back. And they're jaw-jacking back and forth and everything. Trish was holding her own. Bayley was having a whole lot of fun. Io was saying she doesn't like Trish. And then here's Bianca. And then we get the reenactment of that salon scene from Family Guy. If you know, you know. And Trish is like, I can go from being retired to, being unretired in a second. Takes her jacket off. They're taking their jacket off in front of each other. And then they decide to, have a stare down. Bole. But wait a second. There's 2 of you and 3 of us. And then suddenly Asuka and Alexa, for what she's worth, not much of anything, show up. And now it's 3 and a quarter on 3. So there it is. And give me Bayley versus Trish. If they're going to bring Trish out for one more goddamn match, even though she seemed to indicate that her match with Charlotte at SummerSlam 2019 was the end, I'm all for Bayley and Trish. Fuck it, do an Evolution pay-per-view. Do an Evolution pay-per-view in October. Why not? They're already doing a goddamn Saudi show, and is it late October, early November? I'm not exactly sure. Do an Evolution pay-per-view. Actually, maybe build just, in fact, if you have to, Do one in February for the women, and then just have the Saudi show be where, well, the women can actually feel safe anyway. Nevertheless, it's Asuka and Alexa versus Io and Dakota. Now, this match was good, except for Alexa. Alexa's fucking rotten in the ring. She just doesn't look like she can do... I know she's had concussions. I feel bad for her. She's had injuries, and I get it. Stuff piles up. Wrestling's a tough, athletic, contact line of work. Alexa ain't cut out for it. And Dakota and Io had to bump their ass off for her. Their asses off for her. And then Io and Asuka, give me that for 20 minutes in the ring. Nowhere else. I run a clean show. I'm not thinking about how dare you accuse me of such. And it was definitely a match. It was a semifinal match in the women's tag title tournament, by the way. It just started to go a bit long. I'm glad the women got time to shine. I feel that there are times when you have a match go long for the sake of it. Just have a standby match. Have, a cool down tag match or something like that goes out there for 6 minutes. It just seems like having some matches go too long. I'm going to complain about it on AEW. I'm going to do it with WWE. That being said, Dana and Tamina were watching TV like normal humans. And then more Io and Asuka, just a tease. Just teasing us a little bit. Just tantalizing us there. And then... So, Nikki Ash and Pipper Nevin were watching TV like normal humans. We get a melee. We get a nice triangle clutch. That was really good stuff. Stopped by Io. And then a blind tag. And the most devastating maneuver in all professional wrestling. The surprise roll-up on Asuka. 1, 2, 3. You couldn't pin the useless one in the tag match. You had to pin Asuka. Well, anyway. So, Steve Patrick... He's Steve Patrick instead of Kevin Patrick because Kevin Owens wanted to change his name. So I change it. He is Steve Patrick. He interviews Ziggler. Balor interrupts and stares him down, and then he slaps him because Balor bows up to him, and Ziggler does it. Mentions, he's got the whole world in his hands. Yeah, great. Let's bring The Fiend back because that's good television. I mean, I know some people will like it. That's fine. It's not for me. Rhea. Christ. Jesus. Balor and Ziggler had a match, and I know that stuff happened. Rhea was far too distracting there, and I mean that with respect. She is just fucking great, and she can command the room by just being there at ringside. And he finds that next year, and he unloads on Finn. Giggity. And it was fine. Rhea at one point fists Dolph because the referee was distracted. It should have been me. And the stomp. Everybody do the Balor stomp and gets the victory. Please welcome Aliyah. Why? Why do I have to do... Toronto. She's from Toronto. Good for her. She tries to cut a promo. Sarah tries everything she can to get something out of her. And then Bayley, Io, and Dakota talk to her. I feel like I've seen this before. Have I seen this before? Like when, Dana was there. And also, Pierce... has some people going by like we're trying to figure out what the hell's going on with this goddamn, situation with Loomis, but they don't say anything. And Trish also defends Aliyah. Raquel isn't there. Gee, could Raquel and Nikita not be there for the same goddamn reason? Probably. Maybe Raquel was disappointed she couldn't toss minorities over the non-existent border wall there. If you know, you know. Alpha Academy show up. Remember when Gable could have been something? Well, Gable knocks Toronto and Canada in general. Here comes Owens. They have a match. Stop with the apron bumps, please. Just stop with the apron bumps. Just stop. Don't do this anymore. A diving headbutt by Gable in Canada. At least this isn't Fayetteville in June of 2007. So, some inside-out plex off the top. That was pretty cool. Then we get a kick and a powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. Well, the pop-up powerbomb. And then a 2-on-1 attempt. And Owens gets hit with stunner. For what Owens... Remember when people thought that this was going to be good for Gable? They shoosh. Stupid. It's not like Angle, where Angle meant something and actually had a winning streak and had something going and was taken seriously. Gable gets beaten constantly. He doesn't mean anything. So, Owens celebrates with the fans, and then Judgment Day is backstage. Priest talks to Edge, is like they're going to, like all these cheers are going to turn into terrifying screams from your friends, your family, your brother, your sister, your mother too. Hide the kids, hide the wives, hide the pillows, hide the phone cords, and hide the Bowflex. They're out here choking everybody. So, Friday, Tamina and Dana versus Sonya and Natty versus Zaya and Shotzi versus Nikki Ash and Piper in a second chance match. It'll probably be Natty and be Sonya. It'll probably be Natty and Sonya. Why not? I'm just trying to think who. You could have Tamina and Dana win it. Does anybody really want to see Tamina and Dana in the ring anymore? I mean, if you do, that's fine. I just can't imagine the list is very long. Aliyah then took on Bayley. Look, Aliyah was emotional. She's wrestling in her hometown after being in the Performance Center for roughly 500 years. She means well. She's trying. It's like David Flair, or, it's like watching, a female version of David Flair or Eric Watts. She just doesn't have it. She was happy to be out there. I'm not going to knock her for being emotional in her hometown, but this match went twice as long as it needed to be. And Corey did say at one point, you should listen to me, I'm usually right. Says the guy that's a Bobby Heenan and Jesse Ventura cosplay wannabe that isn't even a fraction of what they are now. And to be clear, Ventura's a nutcase and Bobby's been dead for 2 fucking years. My God, Aliyah's rotten in the ring is what I wrote down. Bayley won with the rose plant. She planted Aliyah with her rose. And then, as Lashley and AJ are walking backstage to the ring, there's some weird smoke-filled room or something where it looks like Pierce has a couple guards trying to take care of something, or they're trying to reinforce the doors. Hard to tell, hard to care. Styles and Lashley took on Miz and Ciampa in a match that certainly happened. Styles, above all people, given his views, got the goddamn vaccine. But others don't want to. You cowards. So he wants to secure that bag, as the kids say. I don't think that's what they say. This match was fine. There were big Bobby chants. He's not the true Big Bob. That's Bobby Roode. Hi, Kier. If Kier's even watching this, he's going to goddamn hate me for that. So anyway, they had this moment near the end of the match where it looked like somebody was trying to attack AJ, but security got him. And it was a decoy, because Miz kicks Styles away after he tries to run at him near the barricade. And then Dexter Lumis stands up and, pulled off my helmet and chokes out Miz and carries him off. Oh, great. A guy being choked off and carried off. And no, don't plant that knife under the bed, Lumis. And it's a DQ, but then Ciampa gets laid out and smells his own goddamn taint because he just stays in that position for so long. If you saw it, you understand. And Lashley and AJ celebrate like they won, except they didn't. So then we go to a pre-tape on Edge and Priest. Good pre-tape. Well done. And then suddenly, this rebel heart. Johnny Gargano's back. And some conspiracy theorists, because I saw this bullshit on social media, because wrestling Twitter at times is great and at times is a goddamn cesspool of stupidity. They say, oh, Gargano showed up here because AEW has their show in Cleveland. Or they wanted to let the hype die off. WWE did. They already had him secured. And they said, here, come back in Toronto. You get a big pop. Because he can reference something that happened in Toronto. Look, Gargano can do all the moves. He can do the stuff. He can do the thing. He's got his legions of fans. I haven't really been a fan of Gargano the last couple of years. The way stuff, to me, he overstayed his welcome. Yeah, it feels, I guess, a little fresh. He's been off. Him and Candice have been taking care of their kid. Congratulations to them, by the way. Candice was not here. It's the best use for her. Really don't need to see Candice. Even though she can wrestle, don't really need to see him again because it's going to remind me of the way and I'm going to hate it. So, he references TakeOver Toronto, DIY versus the Revival, now FTR. Tremendous 2 out of 3 falls match. One of my favorite matches in WWE NXT history. And he talks about all the stuff going on. And talks about his son and how dreams can come true. You can achieve your big dreams. If only he could be a little bit taller so he could ride the roller coaster. And then Theory shows up. I actually jokingly said, great, we're going to get Gargano and Theory in a winner must get a personality transplant match. And then Theory shows up. And I wrote down, I was fucking kidding. I don't need to see this. And they reference the way, the crowd's yelling, who's your daddy? And then they talk about the way, and they're going to do the high five thing. But first, Theory talks about all the stuff, and now I'm the veteran and you're the rookie, and you can hold my bags and stuff like that, or I can beat you down. But I don't want to do that. Let's do the high five thing, and then Gargano kicks him. I know people are happy to see Gargano back. That's great. I mean, I don't care. Well, whatever. He can wrestle. But I saw all I needed to see from Gargano. I don't really care. Anyway. So, Kurt Angel is going to be showing up next week in Pittsburgh. It's really sad to see Kurt in this state. It really goddamn is. It's a miracle he's still alive. Edge gets a huge pop of the radar superstar. And Beth is in the front row. And I will just simply summarize Priest versus Edge and saying they tried to play it too much like, oh, Edge is going to kill what he created, the Judgment Day. It's not like it was a long-running stable. That stable's only been together, 4 months? 4 months and a week? It hasn't been together. It wasn't even together that long before Edge got ousted. And now he's back to being, I guess, the top babyface until Cody comes back, which will probably be by the Rumble. They did some good stuff. There was a powerbomb on the barricade. Don't know why anybody would take that. Edge took a announcer's table razor's edge bomb. We got a run off the top. We got the kill switch engaged by Priest. Great way to rub that in Edge's face. Gross. And then we get counters by both. We get a ref bump because Charles Robinson, if you breathe near him, he will fall down. And then the Miss Concerto, and then suddenly Edge breaks off the edge and breaks off the edge and sticks it in Priest's mouth. Sticks it in his mouth on camera while Beth watches. They have a weird relationship. And the shot to the head, oh no, it looks like Priest is going to get victory, but just 2. And then Edge hits a destroyer, which is kind of cool to see. And then a spear. 1, 2, 3. Suddenly Rhea shows up. Exciting everybody. Animal, vegetable, mineral, doesn't matter. And Balor shows up. We get the stomp. And then Beth grabs a chair and she's standing down like, come on. And if we're going to get either a mixed tag match or if we're going to get Beth versus Rhea at some point, sign me the fuck up. I will absolutely watch that. Maybe we end up getting a mixed tag match at, or we get a 6-person mixed tag match and we leave Dominic to the side, which is the best use for him. This show didn't have Dominic, which is probably explaining why I actually enjoyed the show quite a bit. But overall, pretty good. That was one of the better main events. And it was cool that Edge got to wrestle in his hometown in the main event. Trish and Edge making their returns. Good stuff. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.